the fake it till you make it edition. I guess they said, hell, we're going to beg, borrow, and steal from every damn body until we get to the top.
Welcome to my channel, baby. Sip Sensibility. Welcome to my channel, baby. Sip Sensibility.
Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, let's talk about the Black Business Expo that Letitia and Marcel Scott hosted down in Atlanta. Now, at first blush, it appears to have been a success. Aesthetically, presentation-wise, it appeared to look well put together, professional. Now, this coupled with being able to secure heavy hitters as panelists. They had the renowned Atlanta-based realtor, Kiana Watson, who is extremely successful and was formerly on the show, I think it's called The Ladies Who List Atlanta. You had the Wall Street Trapper, who is also renowned for wealth building. He's an expert in that field and investing. We have our beloved Dr. Heavenly Child. She was up there, and she's a well-known dentist, and also she's one of the stars on Married to Medicine. And you just had a plethora of other panelists, okay? Now, the word on the curb and my spidey senses also tell me that perhaps Carlos King may have had a hand in aiding the Scotts 1.0 and securing Epimedia Group. Now, the word on the curb and my spidey senses also tells me this, that perhaps Carlos may have had a hand in the success and the execution of the Scotts being able to secure panelists like the Dr. Heavenlies of the world, the Wall Street Trappers and others, right? Also, they were able to secure Epimedia Group, who helped them obtain sponsors such as Amazon and the like, as well as organizing the event all the way around. Now, digging a little deeper, I was curious as to what Marcel and Letitia's actual role would be, other than just being the host and the organizers of the event and making it happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not minimizing the phenomenal feat that they pulled off in the least. I'm not doing that. But again, I was curious as to whether they would be among the guest speakers. Would they be imparting their expertise, wisdom, and business savvy to the attendees, to the participants? I was curious about that. Now, when I say that they're lending their expertise and business savvy as panelists, I say that in jest, because they haven't had a whole lot of successful completed projects that we know of other than Black, the cigar bar. I can't say that's 100% true, but allegedly and in my opinion. But I digress. Well, much to my chagrin, I noticed the more things change, the more they stay the same. Although Tisha helped to kick off the event with Marcel, I was able to find footage of her hosting and kicking it off. But she nervously spoke and she did the introduction, and she was a little nervous and giggly. Now, everyone isn't an avid public speaker, as it were.
Together. The Black Business Expo. We have Letitia and Marcel Scott. If they can join me on the stage, can you please put your hands together for our host? Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is our Black Business Expo ATL, and we're super excited about hosting it here this year. We got the question like, why ATL? Why Atlanta? It was like, why not? Atlanta is the mecca for Black businesses. Like, I know people say in New York, you can make it anywhere. We feel like, as a Black business owner, you can make it in Atlanta, you can make it anywhere.
As a Black business, as Black Expo host,
right.
You can make it in Atlanta, you can make it anywhere. So it's definitely, with the Black Business Expo, our mission is to inspire collaboration. And so while you're going to be inspired today by a lot of people's experiences
And per usual, Marcel, with his controlling nature, he swooped in and he took over the speaking part of the introduction, okay? Then again, they could have planned it that way, and maybe they wanted to tag team that part. And so that was the only part that I actually saw Tisha on the stage. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. Now, the event notably had an MC who also happens to be the president of Epimedia Group, LLC, visionary of Coinology, and CEO of Ebony Eyes Entertainment. I think that's the whole damn title. I think I included it all. But anyway, in all seriousness, she also helped produce, I believe, Chanel Scott's Shea Ministry events. But the difference is with Shea Ministry, even though she's a male-identified pick-me, she is the main hostess and MC of her events. As we know, she has those relationship panels. She had Marceau and Tisha, as well as Martell at a different time, and she talks about relationships and all that, right? But anyway, so let's peel back the layers a bit more. So viewing the various clips of the event, I noticed there was a mastermind panel to where they had a stage full of panelists imparting knowledge to include Marceau, Dr. Heavenly, and a few others.
If you think about a stack of capital where I gave them $50,000, now I can go and we 20x it. So you do the math. Now I can go to Increase and Growth and say that if you had given me $1 million like I asked you a year ago and we 50x that, where would you be? You are losing because you judged this person because he had on slides and moved choice. And I had the vision not to do that. Right?
Everybody's a little bit different.
Everybody's different. But the goal is that I want to make sure there's opportunity for people who don't fit that mold.
Right.
I wanted the pro to be able to mature and evolve to the better version of themselves.
But that's the best version of you. Who chose the best version of you? I believe in you. Then you're staying stuck. No, you're not. Because these people are like so.
Come on, the bag.
My first apartment complex. I told myself, listen, I've never done this, but I'm sure I can do it. But all day, every day, I'm trying to do it. All day, every day, I'm asking, what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this, and before.
But I noticed Tisha wasn't on the panel. She wasn't amongst the group, but merely in the audience filming it, as you can hear her giggling in the background. I said, well, since this is her and Marceau's event, I was hoping to hear her in part and to lend her expertise and knowledge, seeing as though she's a boss chick and all that. Well, at least that's what she said, right? Seeing as though she owns 85% of Scope Industries. So I said, well, let's let her live. Let's give her some grace. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps she and Marceau are dividing and conquering, as it were, and she'll be the keynote speaker or maybe a panelist for another segment. I said, okay, let's just see what else we can find. Well, guess what? I saw Maurice as a panelist on another segment, but I didn't see Letitia on any panels. And I would think if they were to have footage up, they would show her as well. I may be remiss. She may have been a panelist on one of the segments. I just didn't find it. But I'm giving the eternal side eye, but let me tell you why. Because this was Tisha's opportunity to really assert herself and to make her presence known as the mogul and the boss that she purports and proclaims to be. Since she borrowed the blueprint and all from Melody Cherie, I assuredly knew that she would be up there as a panelist, commanding the room, commanding the stage, at least at certain parts of the event, right? Now, I do understand them having a designated MC, especially an event of that magnitude and size, so I kind of get that. But it would have been nice to see her MC and introduce certain parts. Remember how they had the Black Expo on Love and Marriage Huntsville on a smaller scale? Now, remember, Melody Cherie opted out of that, but she did give them sage wisdom and telling them to get sponsors and everything. So those of us that watch the show, we know this. But Martell was on the stage, right? Or he was supposed to have been on the stage. I think they may have given him a role to pick people in the audience if they had questions or something like that. But to get to the point, they could have given Tisha a microphone to where she at least could have called on people in the audience. Just something to make her presence more known, okay? For instance, Tisha could have played the role of a moderator. For instance, she could have helped the MC out, or whoever the main panelist speaker was. She could have navigated and fielded questions of audience members and the like. And as I said before, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Marceau always seems to have Tisha in a lesser role when it comes to being front-facing to the public whenever they do major events, be it chocolate in a bottle and other things that they've done that I've seen. She's sometimes standing beside him kind of mute or just has minimum to say. Now, however, yet when it comes to taking on the burden of financial responsibility and the debt she assumes and the preponderance of the weight of it all, for Scope Industries, seeing as though she's 85% owner. Okay. Well, we know there's a method to the madness. I think at this juncture, many of us know why, especially since she's a double minority, meaning she's a woman and she's African American, which ultimately would enable Scope to qualify for certain bids and set asides when it comes to bidding on contracts. Okay? Set aside for woman owned businesses and things like that, 8A certifications, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, hopefully in the future, Tisha can take on more of a leadership role if they plan on taking this expo on the road, or maybe they may plan on making it an annual event down Atlanta. Yeah, so just not being a figurehead, just like she's a figurehead in Skull Industries, she didn't really have a real title, although, according to things that we've seen on the show, it's kind of contradictory, is it not? Okay. Now, at one point, it said Letitia Scott is a construction operations administrator. She's a graduate of Alabama A&M University with a BS in business, okay? And she has an MBA in finance. And it says Letitia Scott is a majority shareholder in Scope Industries Incorporated and the owner of Infinity Properties, LLC, a commercial and residential property management company. Now, that may have been the one that they were the slumlord over, to where they got sued by the city because they didn't meet specification and code, okay? So, yeah, they were jabbed like slumlords, allegedly. And on top of that, later down the line, they were being sued by Zen Gardens for using subpar materials and such and not being able to meet deadlines or not having proper supervision and such, allegedly, okay? But anyway, it says Letitia has more than 10 years of experience in real estate and financial services, including budgeting, financial counseling, financial goal setting, and small business consulting. It says her work in the real estate and financial industries has prepared her for the skills necessary to continually run a highly successful business. Lies you effing tell. Child, the only thing that you were running is that damn household. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking jabs at her because she was a stay-at-home mom, but there's no need to fabricate, embellish, and lie your skill sets. You had a whole lot of education, but you didn't have a whole lot of practical experience to where you applied your education. I'm just saying. Now, you may be getting some under your belt now, but I'd be damned if you had 10 years of experience. You had 10 years of experience maybe watching damn Melody and Martell when they had Holden Holt Industries as y'all were trying to claw y'all way into the industry. Child, a lie don't care who tell it, allegedly, in my opinion. But again, it would be nice to see Letitia be more than a glorified secretary and a figurehead in a company and being used for her damn credit in order to finance Marceau's business ventures. Okay, don't let that man use you like that, but it's a little bit too late, saying as though, is it $5.5 million or $9 million that you guys are being sued for, allegedly, as they say in the street. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But back to the Black Business Expo. Now, I do find it pretty interesting that Epimedia Group, Tisha, Marceau, or whomever decided to have it the same weekend as the Bronner Brothers annual hair show, that they would do it the exact same weekend. I'm thinking, did you think you were going to get overflow or spillage from that event? And I'm assuming that it was in the same vicinity or close, because their event was held February 24th through the 26th as well. Child, anyway. Now, I also find it pretty interesting that Tisha and Marceau sold their tickets for $50 for attendees or participants, and I think it was $200 for vendors, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So it wasn't a free event, but then you have the Atlanta Black Expo, who normally has a Black Expo for the city, and I think they've been doing this for quite some time. Their tickets were only, let me take a look. Yeah, so their tickets are like $15, okay, for full day access, and then premium $35, I want to say, to attend full day as well as workshops. And that's something. I'm like, I want to know what Tisha and Marceau did with the extra money. Now, maybe the money went to pay Epimedia Group or whoever, the speakers. Maybe there was a stipend or some money put aside to pay the speakers. Don't know how that worked. I don't know if they plan on showing footage in the upcoming season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But anyway. Okay, so I found this little snippet that I was looking for. So Christopher Quest and John Yancey made a pretty interesting post. to say the frickin' least. So it says, Marcel Scott and Letitia Moore Scott, didn't Jasmine S. Young and I sit with you over dinner and discuss us all doing this event together, since we, the Financial Literacy Institute, had already done it 2 years successfully prior in Atlanta. We literally had you and Melody as speakers at our first year's event, which I asked you both personally to attend since we are college alumni. What happened? I don't recall being contacted since that sit down. I'm confused and otherwise offended by this. I saw the one in Huntsville and thought they'll contact us about collaboration, and now this. Brother and sister, please explain. And see, they're known for being leeches and succubuses and trying to attach themselves to people in order to steal their ideas. Just like they wanted to get into commercial real estate or just that whole contracting thing, the way that Martell and Melody, namely heavy on the Melody, were. Okay, child, they'll hitch their tent to any damn wagon if they think they can get a come up, as opposed to undercutting them. You could have partnered with them, but no, you didn't want to do that. So they probably sat there and picked these people's brains to get all of this information, and this is how you do them, child. Now, doesn't that resonate? They try to learn all they can. Ain't quite there yet. They still need to play the role of apprentice, but they want to be in the forefront. They want to be front and center and reign supreme. Okay? They got takeover spirits. They want to be the ones, as opposed to partnering and collaborating. Okay? They want to cannibalize what you're doing, kick your ass off of your square so they can assume it. I'm just saying, just like they wanted to be pillars of the community for Huntsville, the way that the former Holtz were. Child, you can't make this ish up. But anyway, let me play this little clip for y'all. Child, you can't make this shit up.
I think I got a good grasp on the challenges.
I don't think that is just like, for example, me still trying to figure out my role with everything within your businesses. Like, although we talked about your business partners, coming on, I didn't know ahead of time that you was gonna pretty much hire him as an employee with. I always thought it was like a partnership, that's right. And then although I'm 85% ownership of Skulls, you're still doing the data transactions. I want to make sure that when you're making these decisions, I still want you to renew those decisions by me. As the company you should be involved into hire and firing? Yeah. Nobody should come to me and provide me with information about the company that I don't know about ahead. What I'm saying.
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Because you're the owner, and the proper ownership of a corporation is understanding there's a separation between the owner of the company and the daily operations of that. I'm the role of a president, you're the role of owner. Play your role.
So based upon that clip from the show with voiceovers, okay, but that's what they said. He gaslighted the heck out of Tisha. Remember, he gave Tisha's office away to his business partner or his operations manager, whatever his role was. His name was Gino, okay? Again, Tisha is almost like a glorified secretary, but hell, she may not even be that because she don't know what's going on with the damn company. Decisions are being made and she's told after the fact. But to get to the point, you profess to be a boss and you're this and you're that. All I see is a bunch of damn degrees. And honey, you need to really just do your own thing. If I'm not mistaken, I think now she has her brokerage license. Honey, you better hop on it. Hell, you need to get with Chris Fletcher. Maybe he can teach you a damn thing or two about being a broker. And the hell with Marceau, child. But you so entangled in debt and up to your eyeballs in debt messing with that man. He's a user. Just an opportunist. Allegedly, and in my opinion. So when I went back and perused through the videos, I did see a little clip to where Tisha was on stage. I didn't hear any audio with it, so I don't know if she was actually moderating, just sitting there. Who knows? I don't know what value add she had to the discussion, but I'm sure she talked about something. But also, it looks like Fred. So remember Martell's buddy Fred, who's a general contractor. He was trying to help Martell get his business license that he could never pass a test for. But anyway, it looks like he is one of the vendors at the event for the Scots. How about that? Good for him. But anyway, this is the fake it till you make it edition. I guess they said, hell, we're going to beg, borrow, and steal from every damn body until we get to the top. Anyway, this is Sensibility Speaks. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.